Hey, and welcome back to Celebrity with Nene. I'm Nene, and then today I have Johnny, Sean, and Reese. All right, so today we're going to be recapping live the season premiere of Life After Lockup. I had to think for a second. I was about to say Love After Lockup, but this is Life After Lockup, right? All righty, guys. All right, so the name of the episode was Can't Stop Destiny. All righty. So the first couple that we saw today was Lindsay and Deontay. All right, so we see that Lindsay has just gotten released from prison. She has a guy friend pick her up. I can't remember the guy's name, but he comes and picks her up. She says that this is just her friend, that she used to actually sell drugs to him back in the day. So there's nothing romantic. So she uses his phone to call Deontay, and she lets Deontay know that she's actually out of prison. So he seems, happy. He's a little taken aback that she's out today. He basically lets her know that he is coming down there the next day. He'll be there. And so the conversation also comes up because Deontay didn't realize a guy was picking her up. So, she kind of explained to Deontay that, she's going to, her guy friend picked her up and not her mom. And, what else happened in that phone call? Oh, she ended up asking her friend if she could crash with him. So I'm not sure why she's not going to her mom's house because that's where her daughter is. But for whatever
She
reason,
said her
she's
mom's not really feeling her right now.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
All right, so she's going to be crashing with her friend. Um, and then we see her. I guess it's the next day. They're driving in the car, her and this gentleman, and they're headed to a job interview for her. She's saying that she wants to get a job, and when Deontay comes, she wants to be able to tell him that she's gotten a job, that she's trying to put together her after prison life. And so, as she's heading to the interview, she gets a call that one of her friends has been arrested for some drug charges. So she stops everything that she's doing. She starts making phone calls, trying to see who she can get him out. She has the money. We see her pull out a lot of cash out of an envelope. She counts out. She finds out it's like $700 to bail him out. She counts out 700. I mean 7-1, and but she says she can't go get him because she has warrants, so she can't do a bond in her name. So she starts calling around trying to find somebody that can do the bond, um, who doesn't have pending charges or somebody that has a license because you have to have a license as well to bond somebody out. Okay. And so she actually ends up not going into this potential job. She actually tells the guy that was driving her to take her to the jail where her friend is at. Like she's just not concerned with this job, which kind of disappointed me because, like, I get it that's your friend, but it seems like you be doing stuff so that you can get back right with your mom and get closer to your daughter as opposed to, and that job would put you closer to your daughter than your friend. But I don't know. Alrighty, guys. So, what are your thoughts about Lindsay and Deontay this week?
Um, I don't know. Like to me, they really didn't show enough to get a really good opinion on her
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't. This is gonna be my first time seeing her in action because I know she was in there from the past, but I never saw her on anything else. So I really don't have a good opinion on her other than like what she about to do. I think is stupid. Like obviously they probably wouldn't have even filmed her if she got locked back up right then and there at the beginning of the episode or whatever. But it didn't sound like she just being real irresponsible. And if you can't find somebody to bail him out, like if that dude don't understand that, then whatever, he'll have to stay overnight. And then I don't know how it works, but then go get him the next day. Try to find somebody the next day. But you can't expect people to drop their life to go bail this dude out or to go do the bondsman thing or whatever last second. Like you saying, like in the next 20 minutes he needs to be out. Well, that's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not reasonable to expect people to be able to just up and do that. So I think for her to just be like, forget this job interview and to go do that is very stupid. But I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. And then two, that's like all the money you got left. Like, don't go using that to go bail somebody out. But like she said, she's known the dude since they was in diapers, and I don't know. I don't know what I would have done in that situation, but I don't know. I don't think I would have risked going back to jail knowing I have warrants. So I think she been real, especially when she know Deontay's on the way tomorrow. It's like you don't get locked up right before you do get there. Like that's stupid. But I mean, that's all I had on them.
Okay.
I'm going to play devil's advocate and be like, maybe she has this real sense of responsibility because she's brought all these people under her to deal drugs. And they wouldn't be in this lifestyle if it weren't for her. So when they get arrested, she just feels like she has to get them out because it's her fault that they're dealing drugs. That's what I think.
I mean,
Because the
that
guy
could
who
be
was
how she's
driving,
thinking. I just wish she'd have that same thought process with her daughter.
yeah, she
I think
doesn't.
that's the thing that's bothering
But
me.
that's the thing. Why would she have that type of feel for her daughter? She's not really around her daughter like that. It doesn't seem like, because they keep saying she's been in and out in jail. Then I'm like, how were you released when you still got warrants? Like all this just doesn't make sense. It don't
Yeah.
make sense.
Well, how? Well, see, she was doing time on Fed charges. So Fed charges and state charges are done. You go to a state prison for state charges and then a federal prison for Fed charges. Now, sometimes if you have charges and let's say the state knows you're about to get out, they will pick you up so that they can get their charges, lock you up on those charges. But then sometimes you slip through the cracks, like she did this time, and they let her out even though she had
Other
pending state charges.
outstanding warrants. And
Hmm.
then her story was kind of crazy because I like Reese, I don't know her story, but that was crazy that she's back in jail because of that dude that she was dating and she scratched up his desk. So I
Hmm.
wonder if the warrants were that. And then how petty. Like he is the king of petty to sit there and send a 1 cent charge to her.
Yeah,
Like who has time
Yeah,
to
I forgot
remember
about that. And
to
then she
pay
said it costs
one
what,
cent a month?
$15. It costs money to do that. It costs more money to do that. That was stupid.
It does. I was like, gosh, how petty are you to let this woman know you still think about her enough to send her a penny? It's a
okay,
penny for your thoughts.
yeah,
So I think there will be interesting, considering that she reached out to Deontay first. Um, I don't know. I saw one of their TikTok videos, I think it was, and she does seem to be into Deontay the way she looks at him. She does kind of stare at him longingly,
yeah,
and not with disgust the way Nicole used to. So
yeah,
it'll be different to see how their dynamic is when how it starts.
yeah. And it seems like she's sexually attracted to him. So
Hmm.
I was like, you know, do
Yeah,
I
'cause I
think
forgot
maybe
what she said,
producers
but
may
when
have
she said,
pushed that couple together? Absolutely. But I do feel like Deontay is truly attracted to her and that she's truly attracted to him.
yeah, I do too. I don't get using vibes at all yet, but we'll see. Only time will tell.
Right. Right. All right, Sean.
Yeah, I need a penny for my thought. Uh, but the it's crazy. Yeah, I can see her thinking that she the one that brought them into that life, and she need to take care of them. Yeah, but it's time to get out the game. And you out of prison, you about to go start your whole life over with, and I think she just was scared, and she was using that as an excuse to not go in there and do the job interview, get the job, and go forward. And she using that as an excuse to get away, from moving on in her life or whatever, taking the next step out of fear. Because, like Reese was saying, yeah, he can stay in jail one more day or 1 day in jail until you find someone that can get him out legally, and not have to worry about any charges being brought up against them, because you have a warrant and you go up in there and now this violate your it caused you to go back to jail. Why would you do that? Why would you take that chance? And if this person know you since you was in diapers, I'm pretty sure they will understand your situation. And be like, well, I was gonna come get you, but hey, cuz or bruh, whatever she call him. You just had to sit in there until I was able to find someone that could, because you know that I got these warrants out, and if I go in there, something might happen to me. So I think she was using that as an excuse to stop from going forward because of out of fear uh, of the unknown. And then too with Deontay, I get where he was coming from, because once he found out that she was in a car with a friend, even though she made it clear that she never did mix business with pleasure, and she was, you know, bound to that, committed to that, her way of thinking. But he don't know that. And plus, based off of the last two women that he dealt with, it can send red flags and have him being worried and stuff. But to me, that's on him, because he understand that lifestyle, because he just got out of a toxic relationship with Nicole. And why would you jump into another one, even though it does appear too like he is in? It does appear like she's not in it for the money. So hopefully things will work out. But like I said, only time will tell. Um, but yeah, that's all I got for them people for now.
Oh,
So hopefully things will work out for him.
okay. Alrighty. Well, our next couple that we had, and because there's so many couples on there this season, like I feel like each one we didn't get a lot of meat in our segments with them. So the next one was Taylor and Chance. And so we see them apparently, I guess it's like a day or two after the proposal. So they're talking about the proposal. Um, and so Taylor decides she's going to go into Bobby's room and go tell Bobby about the proposal. So she tells Bobby. Bobby, she's very nice about what she's saying. She's being nice, but at the same token, she's kind of speaking her mind a little bit, but in a nice way. So she basically lets her know, I'm not happy with that. They even Taylor had even said, it was like my dream proposal. She's like, well, not mine. But like I said, she wasn't mean about it. She was very nice, soft spoken about everything. And then here comes Chance. I'm sorry, I just got to put this out there. I got to say this. Can't hold it to myself. Chance gives me Scott Peterson vibes. Chance gives me Chris Watts vibes. If you don't know who they are wife killers. Husbands that killed their wives, like had affairs, and then decided to kill off their wives. That's the kind of vibes he gives me. It's just creepy. I'm sorry, but those are the type of vibes that he gives me. So he all of a sudden pops in the room. Hey, what y'all talking about? Leave them alone. Give them some private time to talk. She's like their sister, man. And so they, Chance is in there talking to her, and he brings up creating a room for her in the garage again. I'm like, Chance, y'all just got the sister back to the house. Why are you starting this up again? Why are you going there with her? Just knock it off. Knock it off. And again, that's why I'm getting these Scott Peterson, Chris Watts vibes from him. And she basically is like, I'm not moving out there to the garage. Um, and so that was pretty much it for them this week. Okay, any thoughts on Taylor and Chris Watts?
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate first on this one, and then I'm going to do my other
Oh,
thoughts.
you gonna defend the wife killer? I'm sorry,
That's
Taylor
right.
is not a. I mean, Chance is not a wife killer. I'm just saying he's giving me the vibe.
No. If he's gonna kill her, he need to make sure she signed the paperwork first. Don't just kill her off now. Uh, but I'll say to his defense, uh, he want his house to himself, him and his wife, and he want her out. And technically, it's not like they're just gonna throw her in the garage. He is going to build a room. Now I don't know what his construction capability is, but it might be a nice room. Because have you ever been to a person's house and they refurnish their garage, and you even though it's garage, it looks
Hmm.
like a nice little man cave and stuff. So if they
Yeah,
was
I've seen it happen.
yeah,
Um,
so he might be able to fix a room, put a bathroom in there, and then she have her own little space, give her own little door, and everything will work out fine. She'd be in there, and then they'd be in their space, and she have her space. Now, if he then goes and be talking like, "Hey, you got to move because I want my man cave," then I say, "Okay, we got some issues here." But at least he is allowing her to stay in the house. Now, like I said, depends on how well he does the job. Now, if he just take a sofa and throw a sofa out there and give her a little mini refrigerator and a microwave, then yeah, there might be some problems with that. So now the creepy vibe thing, because I got that too. Because when they in there talking, and all of a sudden he come in talking about what are y'all talking about? You know what they were talking about because he was standing right there by the bell listening the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. So and I'm like, hey, that's not. At least wait until your fiance comes out of the and then you'll talk because you knew what they was going in there to talk about because she told you before she went in that she was going to tell her sister. So but yeah, he do got a little creepy vibe thing going on, but he just want this house with his new wife. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I can understand what you're saying. Let's say he does go in there and create her a fabulous room. He might. Or he may just throw her bed into the garage. You know, but my thing is, why are you starting this right now when 2 episodes ago you were sitting there fussing talking about, well, Bobby's gone. Now we have to keep the kids all the time. And then now y'all are probably also thinking about, oh, wait a minute, bills are gonna come up. Bobby is not gonna be paying the bills. But now here you are trying to throw her and make her feel if you see that she doesn't like the idea, leave it alone.
Yeah,
That's
but
just
she
my
got
thought
to go
process.
somewhere because they're about to get married. She can't stay there.
Yeah, I
Either
mean, he
her
can't
sister.
stay there forever, but I think he needs to also think about some of the things he was saying when Bobby was gone.
Uh-huh. And yeah, I do agree it is too soon. I'm gonna go ahead and say that is too soon. He could have waited, another day, you know, maybe an hour, but yeah, that was a little bit too soon. That was too soon. Maybe 15 minutes. He could have waited another 15 minutes and then tell her. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's all I got for my devil's advocate.
All right, Johnny and Reese, what you guys got for me this week?
I don't know. I'm kind of with Sean minus. I would say way longer than 15 minutes. Like I don't think that was something that had to be said right then. Maybe even he could even get a game plan on what he wants to do with the garage or whatever, and then tell her like, "Hey, this is my ideas that I got for the garage." And I feel like, since we gonna be married, we don't want to kick you. We don't want you to leave, but then this way you kind of have your space, and then you're welcome in the house whenever. But like you have your own little space and I'm gonna make it look like this to give her something to actually, because I mean if you just sound like, yeah, I want the oldest daughter to have her own room and yeah, I'm gonna put you in the garage, I'd be like, wait, what? I haven't seen the garage, I'm not going in the garage, you know what I mean? So um I think he could have maybe make it sound a little better and then yeah, not do it the same day that she told her, like let the girl digest the fact that they even getting married and then tell her. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's adults. He didn't have to do that. I mean, he could just say they could just take it out. But so they're being nice by letting her stay. But I mean, you just came into that house too, and you making all these changes. I would be like, do my sister want me to do that too? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she's not saying any of
And
this.
I also think it also depends upon how much money is Bobby contributing to that household.
Yeah,
Because I mean, that's another thing, that you also need to think about by saying is what if she leaves? Are you dependent upon that money? Um, and or also if I'm possibly going half with Bobby, I mean with Taylor,
yeah,
I don't live in the garage.
no. But if, like Sean said, they made it look nice, it might be better than her room
Yeah,
because
I mean
it's probably
if
bigger.
yeah, if you could come and bring me um some drawings or something where I see
Yeah,
that I'm not going to be just living in some spider infested garage,
yeah, with
maybe.
with a
But if I'm
couch. Like
paying
I'd be like, I
significant
had a
bills,
bed, now I'm only getting a couch. Like, what is this?
yeah. But my thing is, if I'm paying significant bills, I don't want to be in the garage,
No,
and you should
no.
respect that.
Yeah. Because it's half my house if I'm paying half the rent. Like I'm a roommate, not just a sister just crashing. But
Yeah.
and then too, like he needs to think like if you keep pushing her off like that, then what happens when y'all do want her to babysit? Like
All
I'd be
right.
like, well, y'all gonna pay me or you ain't? I ain't doing it because I don't live in the main house. I'm in the garage. I still pay whatever. This is all I'm here. You know what I'm saying? This is all I'm responsible for, not y'all's life anymore. So I don't know. I just think he's giving them creepy vibes because he's too pushy too soon. And it's like, why are you trying to isolate her from her family? Like, other than like you're narcissistic or something. So, and that's typically like an abuser's move, is to like isolate you. And that's probably scary to her sister too. Like, why are you, trying to kick me out already? And we've already just had bumped heads, and then now you're already starting back up again instantly. And she made that point. She was like, I just got back. You already trying to kick me out again. It's like, make up your mind. Do you want me here or you want me gone? So
Yeah, I still stick with my guns on this. Uh, what's the girl's name? The fiance's name?
Chance?
Chance, and who's the fiance? The girl.
Who?
The sister. It's
Taylor.
Oh, Taylor.
Okay. So Taylor has started this mess, and we're still just the next day. So it's not like weeks like we are with the little bit in her fiance. So we're starting the next day. It hasn't been months like we've sat here and waited months for them to come back months later. She needs to buckle up, bite the bullet that she created by talking mess about her sister to him, talking mess about him to her, and get it out there and say, these are what I expect. These are my expectations. I don't get that Bobby pays anything because she watches the girls. And I know that's a big contributor. I'm not saying that's not a factor in her being there. I just don't think that she provides a financial stability to her sister outside of watching the girls, which saves money because she doesn't have to pay for daycare. So that's the only contribution I would think that she saves, because why else would she complain about her sister to him if she was doing more than just that? So yeah, give it some time. I'm sure he was nervous about what she was talking about with him because she's already made it clear she's not a fan of them being engaged. And maybe he was listening to make sure she wasn't poisoning her sister against him or whatever the case may be. But their whole situation is lack of communication, a lot of he said, she said, without just confronting it and moving past it. And until they do that, they're going to constantly keep having their back and forth. So.
But you know what? I feel like with the sister and she could. I mean, like I agree with you. I don't think she's providing anything financially, but I wouldn't say it just because she complained about her. Because I've had a roommate, and we got along great, but I did complain about things because we bumped heads sometimes. And I mean, the thing is, you can't just kick somebody out, or you can't just do whatever because they paying half the rent. We were on the lease together, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like I could just be like, I'm done with this roommate thing, you got to go. But because we did bump heads, I've complained before too. Actually, I've had 2 roommates, and I've actually complained to my boyfriend at the time on both of them. Like, like they get on my nerves some days, but then
And
like I would still come back and talk to my roommates too. And like my last roommate, we bumped heads real bad one time, and then we were like, look, roommate meeting. I'm like, we love each other like sisters. We can't just keep acting like this and not talking, because we just annoying each other and not talking about it. And when we did, we fixed things, but we both paid equal on everything. So like, I wouldn't say she's complaining on her sister because she doesn't contribute. So you said whether it's watching the kids or financial, those are both big contributions, because she has 3 kids. That's a lot of little kids.
Yeah, she had made the comment that she had complained about her sister to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he did make the comment, because again, time frame is important here. He did make the comment that he feels like he has to protect her from her sister using her. So we don't know the conversations that she's had and what she said about her sister for him to have this all of a sudden, like, we need to get her out. We need this, because I don't like you feeling used, and I don't like you feeling this, and I don't like you feeling that, but it's not being communicated.
Yeah.
So
it's like you said, she need to fix it, because she did it between the 2 of them. She created the drama.
She sure did. She's got to fix that, and I hope she does.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so our next couple was Tiffany and Kevin. Um, okay, Mr. Pizzazz. Right, what do you see? That's what Reese likes to call him. All right, so we see that Kevin, he's headed over to Tiffany's house to pick her up. So I guess during this little break or whatever, Tiffany has gone and gotten and moved in somewhere because she has a roommate too. All right, and so they drive out. I guess they're having dinner or drinks, whatever you want to call it, and they're talking about, having a girl. And so, they look around the restaurant and, Kevin's like, I think she's your type and la, la, la. And, they decide to get onto a dating app. Okay? So they're on a dating app. They end up getting on, we later find out it's Tinder, because I don't think they actually said Tinder when they were actually like taking pictures. But they started taking pictures, uploading their pictures onto a social media platform, and they, to find this girl. So they actually end up going home, and so then they go home. We see the next day they're like laying in the bed, chilling out the next morning. He's picking on her about cooking breakfast. His phone notification keeps on dinging. And she's like, who is that? And it's so funny because he quickly says, oh, I think that's my grandma. I was like, okay. Kevin, I'll wait till I get done discussing, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on Kevin. So, Kevin ends up actually, they end up having breakfast. Kevin gives Tiffany a key to his house so that, she can come and go, as she pleases or whatever. And then he leaves the house. And so he's in the car and Kayla calls. Now we see that Kayla was the one that was texting him. And, he was ignoring her text. He decides to answer her phone call. And so Kayla is on the phone confronting him about him being on Tinder with Tiffany. So this is my thing with it, okay? So Kevin he was the epitome of a man saying one thing out of his mouth, but then doing another thing. So he's telling her, well, you ain't seen no pictures of us on. You haven't seen any pictures of us on, la, la, la. But you did upload the pictures, Kevin. And then he's saying, well, yeah, I'm just trying to get Kayla to see that me and, Tiffany, we're friends, trying to see things out. No, you're not. You just had sex with her last night. It's like, Kevin, why are you playing these games? And so it's like you're making this girl look like she's crazy and out of control, but you're playing a part of this because you could just be honest with her. But instead, you're playing the games. Well, I don't know what you saw or what you thought you saw. She thought she saw the picture that your girlfriend uploaded. I don't know. All right, so that was pretty much them this week. Any thoughts, Sean and Reese?
I mean, they really didn't do too much other than they were kind of funny when they were doing the whole searching for the woman thing, because it was like, I don't know, they both have two different ideas of what they want the woman to look like. Because he was like, oh, she's cute, and then she like, oops, and swiped it off the screen. So then I don't think you can get the person back once you swipe them. And so, or I don't know, maybe you can, I don't know, but it was like, I don't know that finding a girlfriend thing or a girlfriend for the weekend type thing, I don't know if that's really gonna work, because the way they advertising it is, I don't know, it's weird. Because then you talking about she can't be broke, she can't be this. I don't know. What girl gonna just come around and be like, okay, I'm gonna spend the weekend with y'all and then go home and that's it and not expect nothing else? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because
it sounds like they putting out an advertisement, not like saying like this is just how we get down.
Yeah.
By saying, the way he made it sound.
Yeah, because it seems like they want a woman who has her, excuse my language, for lack of another word, her shit together. But you're on. I don't know.
Yeah. So it just seemed like what they're gonna come across probably is not what they really want. But I don't know. I think it's a weird situation, period. Like, I still think they still need to work on their relationship too a little longer, because they still got a lot of trust issues. before they bring somebody else in, and that causes more trust issues. Um, and then as far as when he said it was his grandma, I'm like, that's if you're gonna say that, like, say somebody that was actually that made sense. Like, if he had just started out with, "Oh, that's my boy that want to go to the gym. He keep texting
Yeah.
me because he want to go to," but instead you say my grandma texting me, then you're like, "Oh, now it's my boy that want to go to the gym." Like, to me, it made it sound the grandma sound like a lie by saying that, because I don't know, like, I just don't see your grandma blowing your phone up like that. It's possible, but if she hasn't seen your grandma acting like that, then to me that's a dumb
Right.
lie. And then the other thing, when you got so much to hide, why would you give her the key? Or if you gonna give her the key, why wouldn't you make sure you ain't got nothing in there crazy? Because I mean, obviously, if she has trust issues with you, you just had your phone blowing up. Why wouldn't she go through your stuff? Not saying she has the right to, because that's not really her. She shouldn't be doing that. But if you're gonna leave somebody in your house that don't trust you, what do you think they're gonna do? That's how I
Oh,
see it. I feel like if I left a man in my house that didn't trust me, I would think he's gonna go through my stuff.
and then to add on to what you're saying, the other thing I didn't understand was he gave her a key when he knows that if he doesn't answer Kayla's phone calls, she could pop up.
Hmm.
And you're not being honest with Kayla.
Not being honest with
Yeah,
what's her
or
name?
Tiffany. Yeah.
Tiffany. Yeah,
And
either.
so, I mean, if Kayla popped up there, she's thinking she's just popping up on you, where she could pop up there on your girl.
Yep.
And she'd already sent text talking about she was going to beat her up.
Yeah, and that's funny because Tiffany didn't even like. She said, "Oh, she's saying she mad. She this saying she gonna beat your butt," and then Tiffany just like continuing on cooking. I'm like Tiffany a little thug. I'm like I don't know if Kayla won't none. I almost put my money on Tiffany. Tiffany had to beat them girls up in jail. Tiffany, because remember she got in trouble right before she got out for fighting. So I'm like, yeah. The fact that she didn't even blink on it, just kept cooking breakfast. She ain't say why she want to fight me, or didn't be like, oh, bring it out. Like nothing. Just she crazy. That girl
Yeah,
crazy. Kayla might not want to pop up on her.
yeah, absolutely. All right, so Mr. Sean, what you got for us?
Yeah, I think they both need to work on their relationship first before they bring in a third party. And like how Reese is saying, they want somebody that got all this stuff. The way they advertising it is like this. I don't think they're going to get it. However, there is someone out there that is going to. They're going to find somebody. But the thing with it might be one of them like the girl more than the other, and then now you're going to have another trust issues like you spending time with her when I'm not there, and that's not right. That's not what we agreed upon. And then he already thinking in his mind that Tiffany wants to bring in a woman so that she fall in love with the woman and then kick him to the curb. So
Mm-hmm.
if that's what he's thinking, then he should tell her, no, I don't think we should do this here. But him being a typical man, thinking that, oh, okay, I can get two women at the same time and hey, fulfill one of my fantasies. So I'd rather fulfill my fantasy instead of having this relationship work. So and to me, you're in a relationship and you wants to be with that person, then you need to be with that person. Don't bring anybody else into a relationship because then it's no longer a relationship, and they're gonna regret it later on down the road. Now the snooping around the house, uh, yeah, if you know the person had trust issues, don't give them a key. And also, you know that you have a crazy ex girlfriend that will pop up, as we were saying, don't give her a key because the crazy ex might come up, and so you don't want to have to deal with that. Having to explain that situation, So, and the girl snooping around, we always say don't look for something because you might find it. And she found something, and who knows, those
Yeah.
paintings might be there from way back in the day, probably in his trophy case, and he was just holding on to them. Or it might be recent, way the editing and stuff be going on. It might not be. So she, yeah, he gonna have to explain that. So, and then she gonna have to explain why you going around looking for stuff. But yeah, I, I don't know. I think they just gonna find someone because of the show someone's going to wind up being a third party. It's just they're going to wind up in a bad situation because they're not going to have. To me, I don't think they'll ever have a true relationship if they have to bring someone in every other week. You know, and are you going to bring the same person in? You know, so what's the deal with that? You know, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts to this extra girlfriend they want to bring in. So the next couple was Sean and Sarah. Okay, so we see Sean and Sarah, they're visiting their wedding venue. 'Cause I guess their wedding is in a couple of days. I missed if they said that or not. Um, and so while they were talking to one of the, I guess, wedding coordinators there, Sean's phone is blowing up, but he's refusing to even look at the phone, much less acknowledging the phone call. So Sarah becomes upset and is like, well, look and see who it is that's calling you, because when she asked who's calling him, he was like, nobody, which it looks suspicious because how do you know it's nobody if you didn't even pull your phone out your pocket? Then he pulls it out and he's like, it's Kelly, but he still doesn't answer the phone. So Sarah she gets a little bit upset, but y'all already know how I feel about Sarah and her feelings towards Kelly. It's like, girl, drop that baby and let's see how you feel after that towards Kelly. But so okay, so they walk out, and so Sarah is telling Sean as they're standing at the car that he basically needs to stand up for himself and get Kelly in check. We don't know why Kelly was calling so much, and considering she does have his kids, maybe he should answer the phone and see what is going on, make sure it's not something going on with the kids. And if it's not something going on with the kids, then you say, hey, can you not keep on calling my phone? Or why is it that she is feeling the need to call you like that or feel okay with it? Does she normally call you like this? I don't know. Okay, and so we see them in the car and they're heading to go see his sister and his son. So something that stood out to me was, if I'm remembering right, um, Sean and Sarah, they live like in Ohio, right? Or did I miss that last season? Last season, I could have sworn he lived in Ohio. And so it turns out his son lives in Ohio too, his oldest son. So I'm like, and then he's telling, Kelly, he hasn't seen him in a year or something, whatever it was. I felt like it was way too long for a child that lives in the same state as you.
I think he was out in the military and he just got recently stationed in Ohio.
Oh, he's in the military?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
Oh,
what
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, then that would make sense. Okay. And so they meet up with Sean's sister, his son, one of Sean's sons that's 22, Brandon. That's what he says his name is. And then he says his nephew, so I'm assuming that's his sister's son. And so what kills me is the sister looks a lot like Sean. She just looks like a lighter skin version of Sean. Like, to me, I don't know, Sean, I was almost thinking maybe he was Hispanic or something. But the sister looks very white, so maybe Sean is white. I don't know. But I guess that doesn't matter here or there. All right, so then they meet Sarah for the first time. They also end up admitting that they didn't know that she was even pregnant. So Sean has been keeping that secret from his family, apparently. I'm not sure, but he likes to keep secrets. Likes to hide his fiancés. He likes to hide his kids. He likes to hide a lot of things. All right, and so they all just kind of sit around and talk. They actually have a good conversation. Sean does mention, some of his family members that are coming, but the other kids are not coming. And Sarah tries to, she puts in her 2 cents about certain things. I just feel like she is just too opinionated when it comes to Sean and his kids. But I don't know. Y'all tell me, what did y'all think of Sean and Sarah this week?
Yeah. Uh, I got a lot on these two people.
Okay.
My thing is I don't know where it starts. I guess I'll be all over the place. She he talking about the kids are coming to the wedding. Only one of them coming, not all of them want to come.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, well, it's because of school. And then she was like, you sure it's because of school and it's not because of uh, the mom. Uh, And he was like, yeah, it might be that too. But and then he went on his little confession thing, was saying that he'd been trying to spend time with her and with the kids, and he'd been trying, and no matter what he said, what he do, his the baby mama, what's her name? That's her. What's her?
Kelly.
Kelly. There we go. Kelly always said no. Kelly stops it from happening. Now, at first, when he said it, I was like, man, well, at least he's trying and he's reaching out, you know. So, and I was like, well, so that's not cool on her behalf. But then, as everything was going forward, I was like, he might be lying, you know, because he might not even try to reach out. Because when he met with his sister, and it was sitting there, and the sister didn't know that they was getting married, and the sister was like, well, you know, Sean, he tends to not to tell everything, and she was like, and you know how he is, because that's just how he is. So I was like, okay, based off of that, I was like, okay, he's a known liar. He's been lying his whole life, you know, because the sister can say that he's known for lying. Um, and so I'm like, maybe he did not ask his baby mom, ask Kelly, could the kids come up? You know, he figured it'd probably be cheaper if they don't come. You know, and that's inconvenience on him for him to have to go through trying to find a place for him to stay and all that type of stuff. Then the phone, as the phone was ringing, and he was saying when they was out together at the receptionist hall or with the wedding planning, and he was like, "Well, that's Kelly," you know. He didn't even look at it, but he knew it was her, you know. So, and I was like, as the story went on, I was like, "Well, that might not have been Kelly. That probably was Destiny blowing his phone up, and he had to blame it on Kelly because that's the only person that
Yeah.
she knows." And then
Yeah.
now it's just tearing making the her Sarah, who already don't like Kelly, you know, making her don't like her even more so. So she talking about tell her to stop calling. Maybe the kids should be calling. He's like, well, maybe it is the kids. So I was like, well, if it was the kids, then you should have answered the phone, and then you'll know it's the kids or not. And then she made the comment talking about, I don't care if it's Jesus. They don't need to be calling me that much. I was like, okay, woman, you live it going too
Yeah,
far.
she went too far with that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so back to him and the when they met up with the family, his nephew and sister and son, and they was sitting there, and it's like, man, that's kind of awkward because they're just sitting there. And I was like, dude, he is the common denominator between them, so he the one
Hmm.
that should be doing the conversation, starting up the conversation, introduce, you know, and then say, hey, this how we met or whatever, you know, saying this here and all whatever, to each other to try to get them to form some kind of bond, not her, you know. So it should be him doing all the opening up. And then the sister asked the question, and I was like, man, she just came out. And she's like, are y'all getting married because you're pregnant? You know,
Hmm.
I was like, whoa, go ahead on with your bad self, you know. And then, you know, Sarah, like, no, he didn't know until after we got married, then I told her. And obviously it's not that. And then again, because of her hatred for Kelly, wants to throw her under the bus, saying that
Yeah.
obviously because she didn't marry, you know, your mom. Now, I was like, whoa, now, you know, again, she gone a little bit too far. Now,
Yeah.
you know, so he can do whatever he wants, and he can blame it on Kelly, and she's gonna believe him because she don't like the woman, and it's all because of him. So he got that taken care of. Now, when you go to the bachelor thing, when he was filling out not bachelor thing, he's filling out his suit, getting his suit, his tux, and she blowing up, and the son's like, "You gonna answer that?" So he couldn't lie and tell the son, "No, that's your mama." You know,
Right.
so he's like, "Oh, let me go outside," and then he goes outside, and I was like, "Oh, okay." We finally find out who was the one that was calling, and she talking about. To me, she talking about you gonna give me your money. You owe me money. You gonna give me some money, and he's telling her he moved on, and I don't owe you anything, and not expect to give you anything. And but in her mind, she thinks she deserves some money. Now, yeah,
She thinks Sean owes her in her mind.
right. And I'm like, didn't she leave him, stole all this stuff and left him? Because I think that's what you
Yeah.
said. Yeah. So you done did all this dirt to this man, and then you go to jail, and now you expect for him, who haven't even been talking to you while you was in jail, to give you some money. So if anybody that should have been sending a penny for the thought, he should have been the one that sent her a penny for her thoughts. You know. So, but And then the whole pregnancy thing, she talking about she pregnant, and I was like, oh, okay, this don't make any sense the way they got it going. So if that is his baby, then I feel sorry for him because he's gonna have to pay her because she's crazy. She's gonna get
Yeah.
him.
So let me double back because I did forget about that part when he was trying on his tux and his conversation with Destiny, which it was just crazy because she was like, "Yeah, you owe me money," and la la la. How did he owe you money when he took care of you, even gave you a credit card while y'all were together that you did run up? Which that was crazy. And then something else about Sarah that Sarah said in Tia that I didn't necessarily care for when they were in the car together, and she was like, "Yeah, we don't know. Your kids may not like me because you're getting married to me, and then you weren't married to their mom, but you're marrying me." It's like she has this whole better than, like she thinks she's better than Kelly. No,
Right.
boo boo. You wait until you drop that baby, and then you're gonna see that real. Or if you and him break up, you're probably gonna see the true him. So
Yeah.
I think you need to knock it off and lay off that woman because we're not seeing Kelly. We don't see Kelly on screen, period. But we don't see her dogging you out. Why is it every other word or every other thing? It's Kelly, 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 Kelly. Just knock it off. Hey, you
Mm-mm.
know. So I don't know. And then I kind of hate the way that production has done this show with Sean because they made it look like he has little kids, whereas he has a 22-year-old. There's probably another one in there that's somewhere between 18 and 22. But the way they talk about these kids is that they're smaller kids,
Right.
so that kind of threw me when I saw that he had a grown son. That kind of threw me because, yeah, some of his interactions with Kelly, like the grown kids, they should have their own phones and can call you on their own. But, it's just certain conversations, they are a little bit different when the children are bigger than as opposed to they're smaller. But okay, Reese, what are your thoughts on them this week?
Were you done, Sean?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Um, so I mean, I pretty much agree with what y'all said. The first of all, like you said, the kid thing, they do make it seem like he has all little kids. I'm assuming his youngest one is probably like 5, 6, 7, somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I don't know if they were all back to back or not, but it seemed like, or maybe we were assuming he had a little one back on the like when they restarted this show after
Hmm.
Destiny and he first was talking to Sarah before she got out of jail. Um, but it is crazy that like I remember the daughter, she had to been like 15
A
or
teenager.
16. Yeah,
Yeah.
so she's probably like about 18 or 17, 18 now, probably, since that first season, that we started watching it. Um, but so my thoughts on them, I don't like how Sarah do keep throwing it in like that you married me, you didn't marry them. Like even with the when she met them, she was like, but I mean, that's probably the only time I understand her making the comment though was when the sister was like, "Are you getting married just because you're pregnant?" And then she was like, "No, I was pregnant before he proposed to me and he didn't know it." And then she was like, "And apparently he's got other kids and he doesn't just do that." So that's the only time I understand her saying it, and that is because she's right. Like he ain't the type to just marry you because you're pregnant, because he had a baby mama that had 6 kids and he still never married her. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens, because if they don't stay together, which I didn't really follow up with them to see if they still together. I'm assuming they're still together right now. But like you said, if they break up, she gonna be in for a rude awakening, because you see he's not a good long distance baby daddy.
Yeah.
Because once he meets the new chick, he's gonna lie about what happens with you, because obviously he kept blaming the phone calls on Kelly when it was really Destiny blowing his phone up. So it's like, you're making the baby mama seem crazy, and lying on her, making her look bad when it wasn't even her doing it, right? It was Destiny the whole time, right?
I believe it was most likely Destiny. Whoever it was, he
I think it was
knew
Destiny. Yeah.
because he wasn't even looking at the phone. So he already
Yeah.
knew who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then when he did look, he was like, "Oh, it's Kelly," and tried to put it away. And she's like, "Well, why won't you just answer it and let her know? Or it could be a kid, so why are you not You know what I'm saying? Like, she was spot on, but for saying that, I mean, like, well, answer the phone.
Yeah.
And if you know what I'm saying, want him to, or if he needs to say, hey, don't call me back to back unless it's an emergency, then let him say that. But he didn't need to hide that from her. So to me, for him to hide it is because it wasn't Kelly. Because I do feel like he would have went to the side or something, went ahead and answered it or called her back after having that conversation with his soon-to-be wife. But since he didn't, that's why I think it was destiny the whole time, and he just didn't want the drama. And then like I like the son's reaction because I mean he kind of was like, at this point y'all grown, you do what you gotta do. Like it's not my opinion or my choice on anything
Right.
that you're gonna do. And it's true. I mean, it ain't nothing that from the littlest kid to the biggest kid, nobody's gonna be able to stop him from doing it. She's already pregnant. They're already a week away from the wedding. But when he said she seems cool, I mean the sister was kind of like shocked that she was so short, but so I'm assuming this is the first short girl he dated or something.
Oh,
Um,
and that was something else I guess I forgot to speak on was I'm sorry, not meaning to cut you off. When she was trying on the wedding dress and they were talking to the lady in the bridal shop,
mhm.
and the mom was basically spilling all the tea. I did forget that part too. I was like, I don't know what them on the was get so much with them.
I think they had the most happen too, so maybe that's why, because a lot happened with them.
Too
Because
also about that wedding, the dress.
Hmm.
She went in, it was showing that she was had enough belly. Then when she put that dress on, that dress kind of made her. To me, it looked like the belly was gone. So I was like, "That's a
I
nice
still
little."
saw the belly.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't see it as clear as it was when she had on just the shirt. But I was like, "That was a nice
No,
dress."
I think because the shirt was more flowy because it was like a sweatshirt like shirt or a sweater or whatever, that it didn't hide it as you know what I mean, like because it stuck out and it was kind of free. But I think the dresses, since it's more fitted, is pulling it in. But I guarantee if she turned sideways, you probably would see it more. And
Okay.
then I don't think her belly is huge. And then I think I've also seen like there's sometimes where like women's bellies be different sizes, different times of the day too, or something like that. An 8, not 8, stuff like that. But I think it's because of how fitted the dress was. Maybe it's pulling some stuff in too. Whereas that other shirt, everything was just free. It's maybe why it looked smaller. I don't know. But I still saw it. She's lucky that her dress still fits. And I was thinking like a week
Yeah.
away, like you could gain another pound or two. So hopefully it'll still fit because to me it was perfect. So and then I'm like, and if it fit like that with you pregnant, like that thing had to been too big when she wasn't pregnant. Like it
Yeah.
had to have had too much in the stomach.
Well, what probably happened, since she knew she was pregnant when she got engaged, so she knew to probably get a dress that was a few sizes bigger
Oh, yeah,
because
that's
she already
true.
knew she was pregnant. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Because it ain't like she bought it then got pregnant.
Hmm.
So yeah, because they hadn't started planning. She found out, or didn't she tell him like the same day, like after he proposed, and she told him, yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah. And then I was like that scene in the shot in the little place where they met up with the sister and them. That junk was super awkward. I'm like, I feel like Sean should have did a better job of like breaking and I get what he said. He felt like a stranger because he hadn't talked to them. But I mean, I feel like even when it comes, maybe with the son, no, I don't even see how it's. I mean, it's been like 2 years for the son, and then I don't know how long for the sister.
I think
But
he's 1 year for the sister, right? Did you catch that, Sean?
No, I didn't catch. I didn't catch it.
yeah, I didn't catch how long he said for the sister. But even like if it's been 1 year, I still feel like you should still be able to talk enough for it not to be so weird. But it probably made it extra weird because they didn't know she was pregnant. Had he said she was
Yeah.
pregnant, then when they walked in, it wouldn't have been like, whoa. Not only because I mean, maybe he don't have to talk about how short she is. So like, only surprise would have been how short she is, and then they could have got past that. But it's like, oh, she's tiny and she's pregnant. Oh, it's not, like that's good old Sean. Like, I always, you know what I'm saying? And it's sad that they have to say,
Hmm.
like, well, it's not surprising that he didn't tell because he always leaves stuff out. So I don't know. I'm just like, he's, he hasn't changed, it seemed like, from any season, from season to season to season. He's still that same manipulating dude that, I don't know. I feel like even Sarah probably could do better. Like, he's a good provider, I guess. And he, like, he really do act like he love her for real. But it's just I don't know if I could just keep dealing with the manipulating type lies or the little leave
Yeah,
outs of truth all the time because I feel like you know when people say women are crazy, stuff like that is what make women crazy. You know,
right.
like old girl going through his stuff. Had he not given her a reason to like be suspicious of him, she probably would never did that. She probably would have went back in, sat down, chilled out, fix her something, fix herself something to eat, watch TV, do whatever she do. You know what I'm saying? But because you were so suspicious when you walked out the door, it's like, well, now I got to figure out what it was or see if I find anything before he gets back or before he comes home. So now she got to do all her searching. Which, like Sean said, you search for something, you find it, then don't be mad at what you find. Or, like, I mean, you can be mad at what you find, but know that you don't want to look for it. But he's giving her reason to be crazy, just like he's giving old girl reason to be crazy. And he's giving her reasons to hate Kelly for no reason. Because by saying Kelly keeps blowing the phone up, it's making it like, dude, if this ain't got nothing to do with your kids, why is she harassing you? But she's not harassing them.
And then that also leads to if you're lying about this with Kelly, what else about Kelly are you lying about?
But see, she don't even know this yet. And then the
Yeah,
fact that he better hope and pray that ain't his baby with Destiny, because I'm like, this dude
that's
is
and
that's too
that's
much.
yeah, and that's something else too because the way they left it alluding almost like that could possibly be Sean's baby. And then for the next set of previews or this season, they show Sean look like he's at the hospital with Destiny. Even though I could know it could be with Sarah, but the way they cut the scenes, it looked like
Mhm.
he was there for Destiny, which
Could be because like she way farther along. Like,
hmm
but when did he last see Destiny though?
now see that's the thing because the way they do these scenes, you can't really tell. I would think that they've been apart long enough that couldn't be his baby,
Yeah.
When did she go to
but I'm sorry, Sean.
when did she go to jail?
She went to jail. They broke up, and then she went to jail. I'm sorry, they broke up. She got married to another guy, and then she went to jail.
See, it could be the other guy's baby.
Yeah, so it could be her husband's baby.
Mm.
And
But it's
then
like
the
she
only
making
thing,
it sound like it's
yeah,
his.
see, the only thing that I just don't know or understand is I remember when she went to jail, because see, Sean had bailed her out and put up a $50,000 bail bonds or whatever for her. So he was tracking her, trying to make sure she was going to court so that he wouldn't have to pay that money. So he had showed up at the like courthouse or whatever, and she got married, and then she ended up going back to jail. And he was like talking to Destiny, like she had called him for some reason, and he was like, I'm done," and he hung up. And then we see that he's talking to another inmate on the phone. So I don't know how quickly from that phone call to Sarah getting out of jail. I don't know how long that time frame was.
Mm.
See, that's what's like, because I mean, they literally leave the clip hanging with the show showing it like, yeah, that's his baby, because she was like, yeah, I'm pregnant now, so he gonna pay me some money. I'm getting my money. But it's like, honestly, if you got remarried, this possibly could be your husband's baby. What does this man even owe you? Like, she's
Nothing.
psycho. And that's why I hope like this turns out that it ain't his, which I'm thinking it's probably not gonna be because of the fact of the time frame. It don't sound like it's really like, you know what I'm saying? Because she's so far along too that this would have still had to been a while ago. And I mean, and we gotta look at Sarah's 5 months pregnant. They've been together for like they were together a little while before she got pregnant. And I think since he's been in Ohio, he hasn't been messing with old girl. So I don't think the timeline adds up because I think they've been together for 10 months, him and Sarah. Yeah, it said on the thing, it said they've been together 10 months.
Yeah,
So I
so
don't
then
know if
that,
that's while
yeah.
she was in jail or if that's
Oh
since he's been
yeah,
in
somebody.
Ohio.
Yeah, so I know.
Yeah, so I don't know, but it just, I don't know. It ain't all adding up, but
Yeah, but I don't
it still
think.
was a funny thing that ended like that. Like, oh no,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You gonna give me money because I'm pregnant. It's like, oh snap,
yeah.
let's try to be some
Like that
drama.
she's not even pregnant by him, but for some reason she thinks Sean owes her and needs to take care of her for some reason. I don't know why she thinks this way, but yeah, for some reason she seems to be that way.
I
And
mean,
I wouldn't put it
interesting.
past her to try to pin the baby on Sean. I can see her doing that, trying to get some extra out of Sean. Well, I've got your baby. I need la 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 la.
Mm-hmm.
I can see her kind of doing it. But it was funny because right before she had left Sean and she had taken off with his car, basically stole his car. And so he had to go track her down, find her to get the car. Well, when she was leaving him, she had stopped off at like a hospital because she said she was in pain and she thought she was possibly pregnant. And then she said she wasn't pregnant.
Mm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so interesting. All right,
Wait, so
so
would that be kind of this should be that time frame?
kind of because I would think they hadn't been together sexually since they lived together, and so she literally left their house and drove off, call herself leaving him. So I'm assuming they hadn't been together sexually since then, since they lived
Yeah.
together, possibly.
Now that
It's
was
gonna be
what,
interesting.
3 seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because that was the season before him and Sarah came on. Mm-hmm.
um,
And
yeah,
that's not even including all the other ones in between, like Love during lockup, and then you know what I'm saying? Because that's times where they weren't filming either. So
Yeah.
even with it being 3 seasons of this show, you've also had like a season of Love after lockup and Love during lockup. So it's like that ain't his baby. But it's kind of funny to play along with this right now. I just hope Sean is not stupid enough to give financial support for real until he
Right.
knows, like, do a DNA test or something, because that ain't his baby.
Yeah.
yeah. But then hopefully, Sarah don't blow up and be like, "Oh, you cheated on me while I was in whatever, la la la, and this is your child." Because but then again, they say, "Hey, you cry wolf so many times," and the little boy that cried wolf,
Yeah.
Right.
telling me, "Hey, that ain't my baby, that ain't my baby," and she gonna be like, "Nope, that's your child." Like, so he ain't gonna be able to prove to her that ain't his child because she gonna take what you call
Yeah.
the name over it.
He gonna
That's
reap what he sowed.
uh-huh.
Yeah. And we know he loves to sew now. Um, so our next couple was Chaz and Bronwyn. Right. So the scene opens with Bronwyn and her friends are all hanging out. And I hope this does not sound mean, me saying this, but you can tell her friends are all like I hope, ex strippers at this point. They all have what you would think if you imagine a 50-year-old stripper type would look like. You know, they had crop tops on, they had the long extensions and the makeup and the lashes. So that's what they all look like to me. They just all look like ex strippers that were still dressing like they all went to Wet Seal and got their clothes, or they all went to Hot Topic and got their clothes. That's what they reminded me. They reminded me of. They seemed like they were sweet and they are great. They were giving Bronwyn some good advice, and I like some of the questions they were asking her about him. And so they're all hanging out and they're helping one of the girls. She's doing like some renovations in her kitchen, so they're kind of helping her out and stuff. And so they're just kind of talking to her about Chaz and asking her questions. They were like, does he give you butterflies? I was like, oh, they were like, do you find him sexy? And she's just like, well, he doesn't really look like what I normally would date. And production, they was wrong for this. They showed us two pictures. One picture was of Bronwyn's ex Aaron with his shirt off. So his chest is all chiseled up and stuff. And then they showed us a picture of Chaz, and Chaz is kind of looking a little goofy, like in sweats or whatever. I was like, y'all was wrong for that. Y'all was wrong. Y'all didn't have to do that man like this. Y'all didn't have to do that. Put up those two pictures, but they did. Alrighty. And so she basically tells the girls she feels like she has to leave and go to Kentucky because, she wants a different life for herself, which, I mean, that's understandable. And that is what you're supposed to do. If certain situations or certain people cause you to go to prison. I think that was also what was bothering me about Lindsay is the fact that, she's out now, but she's still associating with the same type of people that are doing things that cause you to go to prison before. So I understood that statement, but it just feels like she's not really necessarily into him. They were asking her about, their if they've been sexual. She's like, no, she doesn't feel sexy and stuff. And it's crazy because Bronwyn looks nice. She has dyed her hair darker. I think she looks better with the dark hair. She looks like she's had a tan. She even looks like she might have lost some weight. And so I was like, do you not feel sexy now? You look pretty. But I get it. It's whatever is in your mind about it. So then we see that Chaz has a show. And so Chaz, he performs his show and he has Bronwyn like on FaceTime and he has his phone propped up in the back, which I was like, oh, that's cute. She's trying to support him even though she can't be there. Well, we soon see because they pan the camera over to where Bronwyn is, and Bronwyn is watching the show, but she's not alone watching the show. She's got her ex Aaron there with her as she's watching this show. Alrighty, so I want to hear Shauna Reese, what did you think of Chaz and Bronwyn this week?
Well, so I'm still confused on one thing because I remember, and I don't know if this maybe it wasn't true, but I remember watching one of those tea things type. Might have been like Amber's or something, where she was saying that actually wasn't really Aaron, and so that dude is still in the picture. So I don't know what WeTV is doing with that. Maybe they got to keep using him as Aaron because some of that's fake, or
So
maybe
you're
he
saying
is.
that guy is not truly her ex. Her ex is a different guy?
He's not Aaron. Her ex name, the one that got her in trouble, is Aaron, but they were saying that that's not actually Aaron though.
Oh.
But that dude is still showing up. That's the one that was at the prison, pretending
Yeah.
like, they were acting like he was Aaron. And so, and I don't know if it was because Aaron was still locked up or something, or it's a reason that they use that other guy. And so if they're still trying to play games with this whole Aaron story, like why not use that guy as who he actually is? Like if he's another ex or if he's somebody that could be of some sort of interest, like to use him as he is. But I don't know. So that kind of puts a twist in things of, you can't always trust what WeTV's doing, I guess. But I don't know if that's true or not. So maybe that is Aaron. Maybe what I had saw was actually not true or something. I don't know. But the fact that even when she was watching it, and then she was like, it's weird, huh? Because he was like, I can see her being like this supportive rocker wife, in the crowd cheering us on. And then they go to her and it pans over to Aaron, if that's him. And then she's like, it's kind of weird, huh? And it's like, okay, so you're gonna bash your husband
Yeah,
to your
I feel
ex.
bad. Yeah, I feel bad for Chaz in that moment.
Because he's gonna
Yeah.
see it eventually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, did people not think about like this is being recorded? So your husband's gonna see that. He's gonna watch that comment. He's gonna see that you was with oh boy, and he's gonna see what you said. And then I didn't like. I mean, once I didn't like, but I did like, but I didn't like the questions that the friends on both sides were giving because Chaz is friends. Oh, you wanted to
Chaz's
go back?
friend, Scary Eyes, he was
Mhm.
going in on Chaz a bit
Yeah, he
with his
was.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. But I did like how defensive of Chaz he was. How defensive he. Oh, I can't talk. Blah, blah, blah. Let's start over now, Cerise. All right, I don't like how defensive he was when it came down to him. Or I do like how defensive he was about his friends. He's like, you're our brother, and nobody's gonna just play you. And it wasn't like we're gonna go after her, but it's like we're gonna go after that dude. If he keep jumping, if he causes any problems, he got to see us. And I know that ain't his real eyes, but that dude looks scary with them eyes. I'm like, I don't feel like he's somebody I want to cross. Like, I leave Scary Eyes alone. And Aaron, whether this is fake Aaron or not, like, I don't know. I put my money on Scary Eyes before I put him on him. Like,
Scary Eyes had me laughing. He was like, "Did you knock his teeth out?" I said, "Oh,
that's what I'm
Scary Eyes."
saying. So Scary Eyes, like, either he been on some psycho stuff, like he a fighter for real, or he envisions fighting like that, and he may try to do that. So I don't know. I wouldn't mess with him. So I mean, I did like it, but then at the same time, it's kind of embarrassing for him to have to answer those questions. Like about to go on the show and y'all want to put him on the spot like that, talking about have you had sex and all that. No, and then he got to be like, no, not yet, and then I don't know. So I like the questioning because they showed that they cared when it came down to like, no, don't trust her with no exes, period. Um, right now. And then they was also explaining like, yeah, it's better for her to come there because she got to get out the environment. But at the same time, it's like, if that dude ain't come back talking about he got some, then chances are he didn't get none. I wouldn't even probably ask. Well, maybe I would ask a question, but not on camera. Maybe I don't know, because that's kind of embarrassing. And then the way the friends was doing her, it's almost like if they're not careful, they're gonna talk her out of a relationship that actually could end up being something that she likes, just because Chaz doesn't look the way her exes look, and he
Right.
doesn't act the way they act. He's not aggressive. Like obviously she does want somebody to be aggressive. Maybe Chaz can try to become more aggressive. Like maybe let the rock star side of him come out every now and then.
Mhm.
I don't know what that means, but hey, that's what she wants apparently.
Okay, I
But
want to be messy for a second. So, what did you think about the friends' outfits? Or their looks?
I don't really remember their outfits, so they probably was crazy and I just blocked it out. But I'm about to go back and check them out. But the looks, some of them look kind of old. And
Yeah.
then I don't know. I guess I didn't pay as much attention to them as you may have actually paid attention. Because at first, for a second, I thought like her daughter was it because I saw the blonde hair, and then when they showed the face, I'm like, oh no, that chick is not her daughter. So that chick look old, and then so they look a lot like really old. And I know but Bronwyn's 40, so it makes sense that her friends are probably 40 something and above, and not everybody ages gracefully. So I mean, if they 40, 41, 42, and they look 50, that's not uncommon. So,
Yeah, you know what? And that's the thing. It wasn't even necessarily that they had age, it was just the extensions and
oh
the
yeah.
young, the crop tops and the
Yeah.
tight
You know what? I
pants.
didn't even pay attention. And I almost think maybe that's why initially I thought it was her daughter was maybe I glanced at the outfit and then saw the blonde hair. And then when I saw her face for real, I was like, oh wait, no, that's not the daughter. I'm like, no, no, no. That's one of the friends. But I don't know. And I felt like Brown was over there trying to be really professional too. And then they just was grilling her about the dude. And I'm like, I get it. As a friend, you want the best for your friend. But to me, the best for your friend, like she's already made the comment that being around the same stuff is also could potentially be bad for her. Like she may need to get away. And to me, if you know your friend struggles with being in and out of jail, then why not let her try something different? And if it doesn't work, she can come back. But
Yeah,
because
that's
they were
true.
like, oh, you can have the same life here. You don't have to worry about a man taking care of you, this and that. But it's not like he's a bad man. Like he's not a drug addict. He's not in and out of prison. He's not some crazy. He just a little nerdy and he's a little bit timid, I guess, and he's not as handsome maybe as her other boyfriends, but if she can give him a try and if she's attracted enough to marry the man, like then let her do what she do. Cause those other exes might not be somebody else's cup of tea. Doesn't mean that they're bad. You know what I'm saying? Like looks
Mhm.
wise. So it's like, stop trying to put them raggedy dudes back on her just because of their looks, because their looks didn't get her anything but prison. And
Right,
then their looks obviously wasn't enough for her to not feel like she needed to be high or drunk to have sex with him. So
right.
obviously the looks can't be that great for her.
Yeah, and then Chaz married her. All of these other guys did not.
Yeah,
There's something else to think about. And look, we got
yeah.
Sean. He done came into the light. Hey, Sean.
But I think that was pretty much um it, like because they didn't have a whole lot to their stuff other than just kind of showing what life has been like, I guess, for these couple, since the last time he seen her, and how they're just kind of chilling. So waiting for that 4 month mark so they could try to get her out there. But hopefully she goes, because I think that's what she needs, because everybody around her seems to still be in that life
They're
still kind of.
problematic to me. They're
Yeah.
problematic. You know,
Mhm.
they're going to have her into trouble. Yeah. All right, Sean. So, what did you think of Bronwyn and Chaz?
Yeah. The friends, the questioning of the friends, Bronwyn's friends, the way they was talking to me, I took it, received it as they don't want her to go, and they trying to talk
They
her,
don't.
you know.
But there's better ways of doing it than that, I feel like.
Right, right. Because like Reese is saying, they gonna talk her out of a relationship, and she's gonna go because to me, I think she's leaning more to staying. But my whole opinion on both of them done changed now since the whole situation, since Reese said about that might not be Aaron, because to me, if that's not him, then that means we is perpetrating the fraud. And then does the whole do Chaz not know about it? Because he might already know that that's not really Aaron and that it's all fake. Everything's fake. So, but I'm going to take that and throw that away. Um, uh, Go back to a different multiverse. So we're gonna go to the universe as if that is Aaron and leave it like it is. So if that is him, then well, the first thought was about the whole sex thing. Because last time we had a big deal talking about she might have actually had a panic attack, and I shouldn't be making fun of her because of the way she was acting and all that type of stuff. And
I
she
thought you attacked us because
uh,
we were laughing at her too.
no, well actually, uh, but attacked us, But
Oh,
but
okay, yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
y'all. Okay, all right. So but with that being said, she's uncomfortable with her body. I still don't buy that foolishness because
she
she
looks
had
better now. Yeah.
right. And even then, when she was having her little panic attack, and she talking about she only could have sex drunk. This would be her only time sober. Now, when she was drunk and having sex, she looked it good. She was thin and fine, as she would say, and she needed alcohol to have sex then. So don't use your weight or you don't feel comfortable about the way you look as a reason why you don't want to have sex with this man. If you're not attracted to him sexually, hey, that's something that y'all got to work on. Um, and two, he constantly tells her how beautiful she is and how great she is and all that type of stuff. And yeah, I get it. A person, if their low esteem is low, and no matter how many times you tell them how good they look, they have to believe it for themselves. But we ourselves are our worst critic, and we think we is just so bad looking that no matter what someone tell us, we still gonna hold on to. I don't look that good, So, but that's something also she needs to work on. Accepting compliments and allowing people to build her up and to accept the fact that she is a good looking woman. Because even now, like I said, she done lost some weight. Looked like she lost weight, and when she took off that sweater, I was like, "Oh man, she looked good," And she did look good too, when she first came out. But she looks
What
better.
What about her friends? How did you think those ladies looked?
Like I said, she looked good. She looked real good when she took
No,
off.
her friends.
Like I said, she looked real good when she took off that sweater, and she took off the sweater, and she looked real good. She looked real good.
You gonna
Um,
make me go there. You gonna make me go there, Sean. Those retired strippers.
well,
What are your thoughts on them?
like I said again and again, she took off her sweater, and when she took off her sweater, she looked real good. So she really, really, but if she compare herself to her friends, then yeah, she looked even better, because yeah, they all look like they was, I ain't gonna go there. Mama said if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. All right. So the yeah, so right there, and then like I said, the friends talking to her and trying to convince her to stay. To me, it feel more like they're trying to convince her to stay because and I can get that too because that's your friend, and you don't want to lose your friend, But you have to also want what's best for your friend, And if this situation is good for the friend, then support your friend. You all have a long distance friendship with your friend. She can come up and visit. Y'all go down there and visit. Y'all do whatever y'all got to do. FaceTime, Zoom, whatever. But I didn't think that was cool. Now I thought it was funny too about oh boy asking did y'all have sex yet, and and to me I'm like dude you're married. You don't have to put your business out there. People are asking did
But
you have
how
sex?
about this? So did you catch He's married, but he hasn't had sex since 2018. Did you catch that? What?
Yeah, but he when did they get married?
Probably with this taping was probably 2020 or 2021.
2021. So so, so he ain't had sex in 3 years.
And
2 years is 5 years.
he's married.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can only count the time that he's married, because maybe when he wasn't married, he didn't want to have sex with people.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
then
no, I was getting
you
that
were recently around your wife, and it's still been 3 years.
yeah, because I was gonna say in my mind 5 years, that ain't nothing. But the 2 years, that kind of sucks too. But yeah. Uh he that is bad because they just newlyweds. So I can see if they was already married and then they went through a little drought because of whatever reason why they went through a drought. But to be newlyweds and not have sex for 2 years, that's not cool. Yeah, that sucks. And I wouldn't be telling people, uh, my buddies, you know, that that I'd keep it to myself. Um, and then once I got married and just got married, you know, I think if no, I don't know. Because I was gonna say I would lie because I knew they would talk about me, but they really ain't talk about them. They really
I
ain't.
think in that case, I probably would have lied. Like, yeah,
So,
have sex the whole time I was there.
yeah, yes, yeah. We told the hotel room we had to go get another hotel room.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
especially to Scary Eyes. Oh, I think I would have been just lying to Scary Eyes because I didn't want to judge me and for him to be looking at me with those scary eyes. I don't.
but he probably looked at you in your eyes and then you'd be like, oh, okay, I got to tell him the truth. Nah. He see right through me, them eyes, he see right through me. So but yeah, so the fact that they was asking questions, and those questions, some of those questions, I get it, that's your boy, and you're looking out for your boy and stuff, but yeah, like Sharice said, Reese said, sorry about that. He could have asked off camera, put him on the side and be like, hey, dude, did you get some while you was down there? And then if nah, I ain't getting none, and then move on. But
But I had the feeling Scary Eyes probably knew it was going to be a no.
oh, he knew.
Yeah.
Nah, because I don't think I'd have been thinking that he would not going to get none, because to me, I'd have been thinking, A, you just married a woman, and B, she just came out of prison. And I get it since watching all these shows that just because the person come out of prison doesn't necessarily mean they want to have sex, but without seeing all this here, that's would have been my mindset. You've been in prison locked up with the same sex for as many years as you've been in there. As soon as you come out, you're gonna want to be with the opposite sex. But seeing these shows is not like that. For the most part, it feels like they don't want to have sex until maybe later on down the road. But so I'd have been thinking that married, you just got married, she just got out. As soon as y'all see each other, y'all's gonna be doing it in the parking lot, like what's his face, Chaz? Was it Chaz? Taylor and her husband,
Taylor and Chance.
Chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because didn't they do? Oh no, they went found the parking spot. That was later. But,
AKA
It's the graveyard.
yeah, the graveyard. Yeah. So, but I guess each different person. Now, also the whole not feeling sexy about yourself thing vibe that she wants to throw out there and want people to feel sorry for her about. If you don't feel that way, why are you spending time with your ex-boyfriend? Why are you at his place?
Yeah.
Why are you not at home?
And if it's dark, I'm gonna know something. I need to see that scene a little bit more with them too, because she has a 6 p.m. curfew, something like that. So if it's late, I'm like, wait a minute.
Right. So and then it might not be 6 because he had asked was she working. So unless she's supposed to have the job and supposed to be able to break curfew because of the job. So yeah. But if it is, and you breaking your curfew, or you don't have a curfew, and you up here with this here man, that makes things even worse. So, and then when she was talking to her friends, talking about, do you ever get the feeling that you wants to do the right thing, but then you need to go with your heart instead of going with what's the right thing, And then one of the girlfriends said, "You don't love that man. Don't be with him because you don't love him because you're trying to please him, and instead of pleasing him, do for yourself." But I'm thinking that if going down to Kentucky, that would be good for her, as well as, yeah, he would get his pleasure out of it because that's his wife and he wants the woman. But it's good for her because she would get a different lifestyle. She would get a different chance, and she would be able to start all over from scratch. So it's going to help her as well if she was to go to Kentucky. So it would benefit both of them, So it's not like he's using her, and obviously he ain't using her for sex because he ain't getting her. And that sucked too. If she go all the way down there to Kentucky, he still don't get her. So then I'll be like, yeah, home for that foolishness.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Well,
she ready to be
Sean,
petty.
I ain't trying to cut you off.
She ready to be petty.
She better be.
Yeah, I am. Reese
I
knows
saw her.
I
She's
want to be
inviting
petty,
at the
and Sean was refusing to be petty, even though I asked him multiple times. So, Johnny, we are talking about Bronwyn and Chaz. Okay. So when we said Bronwyn with her friends,
you gonna go?
I need to hear
She wants
thoughts
to be
on
petty.
those friends, those retired strippers. I hope they're retired strippers, but yeah, what did you think of those girls? Who do I have to
Is she
say
back?
right to get pettiness?
Yeah, it was a weird looking group of women.
Yes.
Yeah, like you said, I forgot she was a stripper because I was like, why do they just didn't look like normal business women.
Yes, didn't they all look like they just got done hitting up the clearance rack at Forever 21 or Hot Topic? Right?
Yeah, and she looked so different. I was like,
She looks better.
I wasn't sure if it was good contouring or if she actually had lost some weight.
That's what I said. I said it looked like she lost
10
weight.
weeks.
Yeah.
Like they said it'd been 10 weeks for them, right?
I'm not for sure. But
Okay.
yeah, she looks tan. I like her better with the darker hair.
Yeah.
And then, it looked to me like she had lost some weight. So I was like, okay, you should be more comfortable with Chaz now in an intimate level. But yeah, I was just really tripping out on those stripper gals.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what it felt like to me. It looked like they
would have to be ex strippers because if you still had your stripper money, you wouldn't be having your friend do the work for your house. Oh gosh. But yeah. I don't remember them showing it after, so I don't know if she finished because she was painting their cabinets, right? No,
I don't know. I saw her sanding what looked like the hood of the oven, maybe, but I couldn't really tell what else they were doing.
Because she was sanding wood, so I thought it was cabinetry.
Maybe it was cabinetry. Yeah, but I noticed the other girls weren't really helping her. She was really doing it.
Yeah, she was doing it all by herself. And I can't quite remember what she said about their relationship, but I kind of feel bad for both of them. I think she had higher expectations or thought he was going to be more than what he was because she already seen him. She knew what he looked like, but I think the clinginess and the whining and the constant touchy-feely when she wasn't ready, I think just was a turnoff for her. And then when they were doing the recaps, like when you kept seeing his tongue out of his mouth, he kept licking her freaking face. Like,
well, Sean, I'm sorry because I just wanted to be messy. Are you ready to be messy now? Are you ready to talk about those strippers? Let's go in on them.
As I was saying, when she took off her sweater, she looked so much better. She looked good. She looked good when she took off her sweater. Yeah.
Okay. What about the stripper girl that had the crop top on it at 60? Did that look good?
I don't remember what any of them looked like. I just remember a girl that stole the scene when she took off her sweater, and she looked so good.
But y'all know I'm the queen of go back and look at it. So I just saw the outfits. The one with the crop top had the little plaid on, the red and black plaid. I actually caught there was a red and black plaid purse in the background too. So she was really on it matching that outfit. Cause she had like a red and black plaid crop top like underneath, and a little short black crop top sweater on top, and then the black and red pants. But I saw a purse in the
But she
back. I'm
looked
like,
like
that's
she
got to be
was
her.
60. I mean,
Yeah, but
I'll give it to her. Okay, she got
no,
into the
I
outfit.
think like probably 40s,
Here
40s.
we go. Are we going to go there?
She ain't look 60. She ain't look that old. I would say they look about 40s.
Maybe
I
the
think
one with the
Bramwin
wig
looks.
looked more
Hmm,
60. Maybe the one that was wearing the wig looked more 60.
that's the one that had it on, the one with the dark hair. I think she had the wig on. I think.
There was like two with dark hair.
Oh, I thought those two had
Because
blonde
one
hair.
of them, I want to say she had on a sweater. Because she was more
Yeah, but
covered
she
up
had
and
it
it
like
looked like
off
she
her
had the wig.
shoulders. She had the sweater off her shoulders, but she had blonde hair. And then I thought the one sitting down talking to her had blonde hair because Bramwin and the
Yeah,
other
the
girl
one
had
sitting down
brown hair.
talking had blonde hair too.
I think the one standing up, yeah, the one standing up with the shoulder, the sweater on, she had blonde hair too. But it looked more like they had extensions, where the other girl either had like those bad extensions where they do the kind of short hair and the long hair, it don't really blend, or she had a wig. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, she looked a bit old to be dressed like that. But and then the fact that it ain't like she just had like a ridiculously fine body to still be dressing like that. But maybe she did, and I still didn't pay attention to that. I don't know.
The one with the
But
plaid
yeah.
on, I think she still had, like a stripper body. She wasn't like overweight or anything. It was just, I felt like they looked a little too old to be dressing in, wearing all that makeup and the extensions and the lashes. That was the only thing I didn't really like about Bronwyn's look was her lashes were a bit too much. But other than that, I thought Bronwyn looked really pretty in there. Okay, so Johnny, what about Chaz's bandmate Scary Eyes? What'd you think about him this week? Look, Reese ready to be messy with Scary Eyes. Look at her face.
Sorry, the clear eyes.
He scares me.
Eyes.
That Scary Eyes, that reptile eyes guy.
Yeah, snake eyes. He must
Mhm.
I guess that's part of the band look. Which is so weird because his bandmates look nothing like him.
Yeah.
Like they look all grungy and tattooed up and and he's just all clear cut. Hello.
Yeah, a little nerdy, timid dude.
Yeah, a little Poindexter.
Yeah,
Doesn't
he is a
make
little
it
Poindexter.
doesn't make sense.
No,
And
and even when he was
tan, isn't
rocking
he?
out, he's still like a Poindexter rocking out
Yeah,
with
isn't
some
he
pajama
black
pants
tan?
on.
Like,
Look, he got his pajama pants from the same place that girl got hers from.
True.
Telling you,
yeah.
they've been up in Hot Topic real deep.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
only
Like,
thing. He just tacky. He wasn't grungy, just tacky.
I hope this is hobby for them. I'm hoping they're not trying to make it big. Because I think they're too old for that.
They had a pretty good amount of people in the audience, though.
Yeah. So maybe they're maybe
They local. They local. They local.
maybe it's
I feel
reunion
like it was
type
the
stuff.
angle that made it look like it was more people there. I don't know.
They
This
sell out all the
is
local
bad.
joints. They're gonna sell out the mom and pop joints.
Okay, so that was it for Bramwin and Chaz. So our last couple was Marcelino and Brittany. Okay, so it opens with we see that Marcelino, he's with the kids, he's playing with the kids. Looks like Brittany's going somewhere. We see her and him, they kind of briefly talk. He's like, "Are you gonna be done by 3 or whatever?" She's like, "Yeah." And then she leaves out the house. So once she leaves out the house, we find out that Brittany is selling houses. Turns out Marcelino, he's being a stay-at-home dad, but it seems like he's exhausted and worn out from that. Yeah, they always think it's easier till they have to do it. And then, so she reveals she's showing like luxury homes, like the home that she's about to show. If she sells the home, she stands to get a commission of almost $75,000. That's what she's telling us. And so we see her showing the home to a couple. They look like they're interested. And then Marcelino shows up at the showing um, with the kids in the car. One of them hollering. That baby was screaming. And he like gets Brittany to come outside the house. He swaps keys with her and leaves her with the kids, knowing that she's trying to show this house to clients. And you see like the clients, and I guess that's her manager walk out. The manager, he was cool about it, but he did let her know it's not acceptable. Like, you can't be doing this, going on or whatever. But yeah, Marcelino, he said he had something to do, so he was just leaving the kids there with her at the job. Like, you can't go to Brittany's job and just ditch kids. You just can't do it. All right, and so he takes off. So then right after that, after Brittany is done talking to her clients and her manager, we see Brittany gets into the vehicle with the kids, and she leaves and drives off with them. Okay, so thoughts on Brittany and Marcelino this week?
So he's cheating on her?
That's the way they're setting it up, but I'm almost like, I'm giving him the side eye.
Because he was texting somebody and they blurred the person out, which I get it, they blurred out for privacy, but
he was texting Brittany. I thought I saw Brittany's picture at the top.
No, they blurred the picture out.
Yeah,
It was like, hey, what you up to or something, and then they didn't really show what he responded back with. But I don't think it was Brittany. I could go back and do my little detective work and find out. But to me, it seemed like he cheating. But I don't remember what he said he had to do at 3 either, because he was like, "Hey, I got somewhere to be. You got somewhere to be. So let's just be fair about it. Like we'll swap out. Or, whatever at 3." But I do feel like because this is such a big sale, like this ain't like she out there showing a $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 house. She's trying to sell a $3 million house, or $1 million, whatever it was. But if she's gonna make that much money, like that's the least you could do is just keep the kids while she handles this one. You know what I mean? It ain't like she said she's gonna go show them 10 houses. She's only showing the one house. So, and then to show up at her job and just be like, wrap it up because I gotta go. Unless you're going to go do a job where you're going to make more than what I'm trying to make off of this, or you're going to a job you're going to work, period, and like you can't be late or something. You know what I'm saying? It had to be a really good excuse on why you would possibly cost me that job. And then it's already bad because of the fact that she said since the threesome, they haven't been getting along or he's been different towards her. And I think he did say she was doing too much or something during that threesome. They showed him like the little clip of something. I don't know. I remember seeing something like that.
How is she doing too much during the threesome? I don't know. Y'all gotta educate me on this.
Maybe it's just a side of her he ain't never seen, and he's like, wait a minute.
How? Let me tell you how she was doing too much.
Okay,
I can tell you how too.
What'd you say, Johnny?
That's right, Johnny. Obviously, we.
Oh.
Wait, what did Johnny say?
Apparently, they know all about this.
I don't know anything because I'm still trying. I'm baffled that she was doing too much. Like,
I never did a threesome, so I don't know what all is too much either.
It's well, to me, it's like it's just common sense now. He probably finished first, and he went on about his business, and them two continued to do what they was doing. He was no longer there. Or he had to watch them two participate, and he had to stay on the sideline. So we got.
I think they all did it. Like
no. Because once science, by science,
man is done. Man is done.
No, it could have been some of that. She flipped the girl over to eating booty and tried to eat his booty, and maybe that was it. You never know what it was. You know what I'm saying? It could have been something just crazy that he was like, I ain't know you got down like that.
Well, obviously, you're using your imagination. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, I'm saying like we don't know what too much is. It's just apparently whatever it was, it upset him.
And that's too much. That's too much. Go ahead, Johnny. Your hands up.
You know what's too much? When you bring out the toys and lesbian lovers or threesome lovers, they'll bring out those double dongs. And if those double dongs are bigger than him, that is doing too much.
True.
Literally or figuratively.
Or if, like, let's say they doing their double dong thing and then try to put something on him too. It's too much. Too much. He was like, I didn't know. I didn't know y'all got down
I
like
can
that.
see, you know what? I can see her do it too. I'm not saying that she did this, but if she tried to peg him, that would be considered doing too much, possibly.
Yes,
Yeah,
because she
but
kind of seems masculine. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
to me, she seems like, and I know this is totally inappropriate, blah, 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 whatever, but this is my generation speak here. So get over it. She looks like she would be the man. You know what I'm saying? So she would have the strap on. She would be doing all the movements. Maybe her hip action was better than his, and he couldn't appreciate that when he was
Mhm.
trying to sleep with old girl too. So there's so much that she could have done that
Maybe
he
she
didn't know
pushed
she
him
was
out
capable
so
of
she could do
doing.
some oral action. Maybe that was also doing too much, maybe. I
Or
don't
he
know.
was doing the friend, and then she tried to peg him, which is again doing too much. Or, or maybe it was too much chemistry between them two, and he's like, "You doing too much,"
Well, there
because they
was
do have a lot of chemistry.
they had a lot of
Like, so,
weren't they already together before him anyway?
mhm.
In
Yeah, but like
prison.
maybe he thought like, okay, to be sexual, and we'll all kind of just have fun. But then maybe he could see stuff with the two, and was like, wait a minute, nah,
Well,
this is
see,
too much.
that's why with threesomes, you never do it with people you know. You do it
Mhm.
with some
And you
rando
don't do it when you're married.
in
I
the
think.
heat of the moment. No, you can do it when you're married, but it really needs to be an understanding. It needs to be an understanding, and it shouldn't be somebody who can keep coming in and out your house. And it shouldn't be
Yeah,
somebody who has intimate knowledge of your wife in the first place.
yeah.
So I mean, she might have done things, the girl could have done things to his wife that he didn't even know she liked.
Yeah.
She could have made a little bit more moaning sounds than she does with him. So
Yeah,
there's so many.
yeah. There's a lot of what could be too much, but
What could be too much?
I
And
mean,
he
but
didn't want to
whatever
do
it
it in the first
was,
place.
I feel like he at least should talk to her though, because whatever it was, seemed like he really been turned off, and she's been focused on her, building up her career with her real estate, and he's allowed her to do that by being a stay-at-home dad. But it's like they're growing apart again, and I thought they already
Yeah.
had hit a rough patch, and so
And it's like he
I
doesn't
thought when they went to the
see.
little TP, the little dirty TP, that they
Yeah.
had rekindled everything. Then they brought that girl in, and now it's messed up again. So it's
Yeah.
like,
And you can see she's hurting. So I'm shocked that he doesn't see that or is not at least acknowledging
but
it.
that's why it looked like he's texting somebody else, and that's probably why he don't see it. He's distracted.
He doesn't
see
care
what?
to see it. He's hurt.
Yeah, because he's
You
hurt
know,
too.
his
It's
male
both.
ego. You know how that male ego go. I'm sorry,
Yeah, because
Sean.
she was
Once
doing
y'all's
too
little
much.
male ego is bruised, good
I'm
God,
sorry.
it takes a mountain and a molehill and all kinds of stuff to try and get it back to where it was. But
But
she
it's like,
pushed that threesome. She should have never pushed that threesome. And they might not be in the situation had she not pushed him. And then you
Right.
have to think about that too, because he was the breadwinner, right?
Yeah.
Like he was working. So obviously with COVID, he must have lost his job. Now he's at home. And he seems like he's one of those men, that once
Misogynistic, probably.
yeah, like what's the purpose of me if you're the one who's going to provide and do everything? I don't think he has the mentality to be a
stay at
stay-at-home
home.
dad. That's not his mentality. His mentality is providing for his family. And now providing means financially, means working, means doing something more than just sitting at home. And that's how
Which,
he sees it. I'm not saying that's what he's
yeah,
doing, but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
how he sees it.
But wasn't she the stay-at-home mom at one point? Was he
Yeah.
coming home telling her good job and thank you and you did amazing? Like, if he wasn't
Girl,
doing it every day, why are you expecting that from her?
you
Because now you see
know
how
these
hard it
men,
is,
girl.
huh?
You
But
know
I'm
these
just
men.
saying. I know it's a double standard type thing, but it's like, wasn't she a stay-at-home mom at one point? So unless you were coming home saying, girl, you did a great job. I'm so proud of you today. The house looks great. The food tastes good. Good job with the kids. Our kids aren't out of control. If he wasn't doing that, then why did he expect to hear it? Like, now, only thing that's different is now that you see what she was probably going through.
It's the
Because
same way, when they get a cold and they think they're dying.
No,
True.
it's
True.
people. It's not just men, because women do the same thing too. But versus when things go, it's just people and their personalities. Don't be trying to say men.
Oh,
Always,
Yeah,
okay.
always a
but
man.
if
Some
you're gonna be
men.
that
Is that
type that
better?
want that kind of compliment,
It's sick. I go to work. You know what I'm saying? I don't stay home and act like I'm dying because I got
So,
COVID.
Shine.
They gonna
So if
stop me
I
from going
say,
to
You
work.
were on
yes.
YouTube
All right,
acting like you were dying one time.
runs.
Oh,
That's
I
one
had
thing
the
that's gonna
blanket
stop me.
and all.
Yeah, because I
You
had
were
the
on there
flu.
bundled up like you was in like a
'Cause I had
sleeping
the
bag or
flu.
something,
I had the
curled
flu.
up,
And
acting
guess
like you
what? Where
needed
was
some
I at
tea
though?
and
Where
You
was
were
soup.
I
on
at
the
though?
show, Sean. You
That's
were
right.
on
I
the
Had
was
your
on the
show.
camera
show
on
doing
We
my
because
have
you
job.
wanted
proof.
sympathy.
Show.
Doing my
We have
Because you
job.
proof.
wanted
That's right.
sympathy
I
as a
was
man. You wanted
working
somebody to say,
because I'm the
"Oh,
type that work.
are
I
you
don't
feeling
believe that
okay?"
sickness gonna stop me from doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah,
All
but when
right,
you got on
Sean.
here with
Like
us
I said,
women,
if it ain't
you
the
wanted some
runs,
sympathy and you turned that camera on when you could have had your camera off.
and I had the
When
camera
we
on,
knew you
right?
were sick.
When
Huh?
you was sick, you had the camera off. When you was sick, I had the camera on. I
Yeah,
said,
because
if
I
it's
didn't
not
need
the
nobody
runs,
looking at me when I was
if
sick.
it ain't the runs, I'm going to work.
Double
That's
Okay,
one
but
thing.
I
because
wasn't
you
looking
know
for
good and well
sympathy.
when we
So I
look
kept my camera off.
What you said? What you said,
now, I
Johnny?
don't know, Reese and Nene be all nice looking. Me, I look the same, sick, good, whatever. This is what you get right here.
But my thing is like I left my camera off because I was looking crazy and I was sick. I mean, first of all, he a
Oh,
dude, so he probably you look probably the same way. Like other than maybe you
But
might
you
look,
don't get the criticism
but
that
but
we would
but
get
but
coming
yeah,
on
I was
looking
still sick
pitiful.
though. So don't say
yeah.
you men get the common cold and act like you dying. No, that's
Well,
not
the way you
always
was rolled up
true.
in that blanket. I thought you were dying.
But I didn't have
I
the
thought you
common
were.
cold. But it wasn't the cold. It wasn't the cold. It was the flu.
Yeah, but even with the flu, like we still handle it better than that.
Oh, please. I performed it. Go to the tape, roll the tape. Roll the tape. I
You
performed. I
performed.
was there. I was there. I was there and I had
You
the
were
camera
there.
on.
That's right. And you had watched the
You were
show
there.
and
You
you
were
provided
performing.
commentary.
You were
He
laid
did, but he
down on a
provided it like
stretcher,
this,
baby.
like
You did.
Hey,
blah 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 while shaking and junk. We like, dude, if you got chills and fever, like turn the camera off. Like
hey,
you don't have to do the show today. Like you didn't
hey.
have to go and lay there shaking. Cause then Egypt was like, do you need me to send you tea? So it was obvious that something was wrong and you weren't just chilling.
No, I was chilling, all right. I was
No,
chilling.
it was like you were making it obvious. Like,
Uh-huh.
tissue stuck in his nose. We knew you were
But
sick.
I performed though. See, that's all that
You didn't
matters.
have to,
I
but
showed
you
up.
didn't have to.
That's
I didn't
right.
call
You did,
out.
Sean.
I
Thank
didn't
you,
call
Sean.
out because you're talking about men like they're gonna be dying and stuff. All men don't do that. All men don't do that.
But I had a coworker
No, some of
who
them show up and they just
yeah,
lay on the stretcher and be shit.
yeah.
I
I
think
had a
it depends
coworker
on who
who
they have in the household.
no, but I had a coworker who when he came to work, he was sick. And oh my God, that's all he talked about. And it's like, come on now. Go
Who
home
was
then.
Living or was he married?
Mm-mm.
See, I also think it's all about who's at the house.
Yeah, I mean, I think he didn't want to go home because he was just like, whatever.
What is,
That's
what
right.
is
You
that?
found the tape, huh? What is that?
That is you laying down.
You found the tape laying down. That's right.
Looking crazy.
With the cover
Looking
on.
looking
But you see it.
sickly.
But you see it.
But we're
I
missing
showed
the
up to
point,
work.
people. He
I
was
showed up to
here.
work.
He
That's
showed
right.
up.
That's right. I showed up.
And look at
But
me.
look how
still
sick
looking
you
the
look.
same.
Look how sick you look though.
Yeah, I looked sick, but I still did the job.
Yeah, but nobody wanted to see all
I
that.
didn't call out. I didn't call out. I still did the job. I didn't be like,
You didn't
job.
call out. You didn't call out. I'll give you
No.
that. You didn't.
You didn't
But,
call
I mean,
out, but
all
you
this
was laying around
tissue
looking
shit.
sick, so it was a
because
distraction.
I was sick.
I'd rather you call out. I'd rather you call out.
Yeah, so then you can talk about me and say, "Oh,
No,
he pretend like
no.
he was sick."
No, like if you
The
sick for
only time
real,
you
like
take a
I'd rather for me, no, for real, for me, I'd rather if somebody is legit sick. First of all, I don't want your sickness, so don't come over here. And then second of all, if you really that sick and need to be in bed, like rolled up because you got fever, chills, all that stuff, like stay home because again, it's contagious. And then the other part is because you know what I mean, like yeah, I have sympathy for you, but like still got stuff that needs to be taken care of, and I can't really like sit here and listen to you say, "Oh, I'm sick," or you know what I'm saying. I got it. You weren't complaining about being sick, but it's just the way it looked. That's all.
Oh, okay,
You might as well. But we
Look,
were on camera, so we didn't care. You couldn't.
at
So the
home.
biggest thing is that you couldn't spread it, so we
I
didn't
was at
care. Like you
home.
could lay on there and be throwing up. We couldn't, as long as we couldn't see it, hear it,
You wouldn't be
or
able to do
catch
that.
it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I can't handle that. As soon as I would have heard throw up, I'd be like, I'm out. Deuces.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As long as we couldn't hear it,
Look, I
see
would have
it,
dropped him off
or
straight.
catch it. Like if I can't
See,
catch the
almost got
signals
Yeah.
because we on
dropped off
camera,
the
I
And,
couldn't do
and
that.
like I said, when it's time for work to go out and work, the only time you take a sick day is when you're sick and tired of working. Other than that, I'm at work.
no, because then you're gonna get other people sick.
Hey, that's on them. Then they take their sick
No,
time. I gotta save my
Especially
sick
with
time.
COVID. Keep your ass at home.
I'm going to work. I'm going
no,
to
because
work.
the
my
fact
God.
is,
It's done. Why?
the fact
Because I don't want
is,
no woman.
I do
don't want
remember
no
when
woman talking
I
about
do
me.
remember when this one appeared was like sick and was like, no, I'm at work. And it's like, why are you at work if you don't know if you got it? Like, test yourself, go get tested. Then if you don't have it, go to work. But you don't want to take that into your job.
Because I don't want no woman talking about me saying that, oh,
Woman?
you men get sick and y'all
If you say I might have COVID, I'm sure
blah,
nobody's
blah,
gonna talk about you.
blah, blah, blah. You ain't got COVID. You pretend.
Oh,
It's
Huh?
because he
goodness.
talked about his
Get all
coworkers
the
like they ain't got
sassy
COVID.
slang.
They lying.
Yes, because you see, because this conversation here is not just between you all. This here goes back way back in 1992. Because I saw an episode, because some of you all might not like this person, but I saw an episode on the Cosby Show. And then when I was watching it on the Cosby Show, and Claire was talking to her mother-in-law and her mom, and they both was talking about how Cliff had got sick and he acted like he couldn't perform. And then they was all talking about men, and men get sick, and when a man gets sick, they can't do nothing. So it's not just you all. It's not just you all. This has just been going on for years. And I am now going to put a stop to it because I said to myself then that I would never, ever let a woman say that I can't work while I'm sick. Because she was talking about how, a woman get pregnant and they get the baby, have a baby, the baby come out. Then 3 weeks later, they back at work. Let that be a man.
Yeah.
And be dead. So, boom.
Back in the day, see, Sean, what you're failing to forget was back in the day when a slave woman was pregnant, she popped that baby out in the morning. A couple of hours later, she was back out there in the field picking strawberries, cotton, collard, whatever she had to do. A couple of hours after giving birth.
Hey, I don't have a problem with that. You see, I understand that. I sympathize with the woman. But I don't get no love from the women.
When you show up sick.
Yeah, however that one there and one down there. Yeah, I don't get no love from the women. When I show up sick, I get talk. Oh no, I already.
We showed some concern for
I'm talking
you.
about Nene.
Yeah. Over here, well, there. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know who y'all. There you go. Y'all know who y'all are. Twin sisters activate.
Because I don't care. Like I feel like if you sick for real, if you sick legit, stay home. But it doesn't make it that most men. Maybe you can control your babiness, but most men, when they sick, they do turn into babies, and they a cold is way worse for a man than it is for a woman, and I don't know why. Like I don't know. Now I would say a woman to take care of her, so like go to the hospital or something like that quicker than a man. Because like, all right, I ain't finna die. Like sitting up here, where men will be like, I'm dying, but I ain't going to the hospital. Like if I feel like I'm at a point of dying, I'm going to the hospital. I'm gonna go to the ER.
I can't argue with you on that one because I'll be at work.
No, I
That's
just
what I'm
tell
saying.
AJ, if y'all can't wake me up in the morning, go ahead and call the ambulance.
No, I'm gonna tell the
I don't
ambulance
like
drop me
going to
off.
the
I got to punch
doctor.
that clock.
Look, he want him to drop him off. Like just
Take me to
throw my
work.
body in that. Just throw my body at my job. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Figure it out from there.
It's so crazy. Like I had an episode one night, and I felt it like it was just growing, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's getting in my bloodstream, and I'm gonna die from sepsis. And I just told AJ, look, I took some Tylenol, and I'm gonna lay here. If I don't wake up tomorrow, go ahead and call the ambulance. This is what's going on.
Hey,
But I do not like going to the doctor. Especially now. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just like ever since COVID, it's like I'd rather be sick in my house.
I'd rather be sick at home if I know I'm gonna be sitting there for hours and hours and nothing's gonna happen. But if I'm super sick, like the last time I went to the doctor, I'm glad I didn't wait another day, or else I would have been in the ambulance. And to me, that's worse. So, I just think we handle some things better when it comes to pain and sicknesses and things. Like And pain. We handle pain a lot better too than men, but there's things that men do better than us. So I mean,
It is what it is. It's just the way we're cut.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, Albert,
Oh,
And that's
absolutely.
okay.
that's okay. Okay.
But going back
That's
to
okay.
If you say
From
it's okay,
Marcelino and Brittany.
it's okay.
yeah,
It's
I
okay.
just felt some kind of way about that comment because I'm
Um,
like, I know she was a stay-at-home mom, and I doubt when he came home from work he would tell her you did a great job. I'm like, so don't
Yeah,
expect
but
it from
that's
her
what
if you didn't do
it's
it.
expected that she does that because he was doing his part as a man. Now, that's that whole misogynistic, male dominant type situation that now that he's doing it, he feels less than and he needs the encouragement to keep doing it until he can do what he's supposed to do, which is provide. And I
But
can
then,
find that very exhausting. And I guess that's why I will forever be single because I can't do the constant male ego stroking. Like
mhm.
it's just not there.
Well, and
I
then
just
I'm like, so
but every day, like I can't do every day.
what do he think single dads that have custody of their kids do? Like, nobody's telling them thank you for being a dad. Like right now, like to me, if you're a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, you're staying home and you're taking care of the household things for your family.
But
So
see,
you're a
but
stay-at-home dad. You're just taking care of the household things for your family and your kids, but those are your kids. It ain't like these are not your kids. Like these are
yeah,
your kids.
I think that
50% is you too.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think the other thing that also bothered me about this is that they have enough money where if you really want to go back into the work field and be masculine again or whatever, I'm not trying to call him feminine right now, but if that's what he's spelling, I mean, they have enough money, they could hire a
nanny.
nanny.
No, you can't.
How
They
come they
can't
can't?
hire a nanny. Mm-mm.
Oh,
Just,
why the wife will be sleeping with the nanny?
I
there you
know,
go.
right?
No,
Hang right
because
there.
both of them have to worry about each other trying to sleep with a nanny.
Yeah, the
True.
nanny.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
put them kids in daycare and call it a day.
Put them in
There
daycare.
you go. That's
I
the
mean, if
best
it's
answer.
getting to the point where you're starting to resent your kids and you're starting to resent your wife, pay for daycare and go back and get a job.
Right.
Now, I
Yeah.
don't know what the situation was like in Arizona with people losing their jobs and unemployment and all that kind of stuff. I have no idea. I don't
Well,
pretend to know
see,
and
I know
understand
with
it.
him, he was working in the casinos. So during COVID, I know a lot of those casinos got
That
closed.
was shut down.
So yeah, so I don't know if that was his case or what happened, but I do know, or at least remember that he was working in the casinos. So maybe, but I mean, you got to figure out a different way other than acting resentful towards your wife because you decided to do a three-way with her and she was doing too much.
Mm.
I don't know why that is so funny to me, but I just
She should have, I mean, he was very hesitant about that anyway, but it's what she wanted. She
yeah
couldn't look past his hesitancy, and now you've created a problem. So at the end of the day, she shouldn't have pushed it
yeah.
because
She
he
shouldn't
only
have.
did it
I think
for her.
if his problem was not being able to handle what he saw, then maybe he should have voiced that. Like, I'm a jealous person. I don't think I can handle that.
Or like, whoa, ladies,
Yeah, when he
I
saw the
can't
dildo
handle
was
this
bigger than his
Yeah.
penis,
scissoring
he
thing.
should
I
have
Look,
said,
can't.
Rain,
"Put a
grab that
smaller
little floppy
dildo."
thing, the little stop. Stop. Just rip it off from grab the
Yeah,
middle and
or he should have had
stop
a
it.
safe word. Hey, if I scream Apple Jacks, that's too much for me
Yeah,
to
Yeah, they
handle.
should have a
I
safe
can't
word.
watch this.
Yeah,
Uh,
safe word. That's the best bet. So I
Safe
hope
word.
what you call them are watching this and then they
Yeah,
know when they find their girlfriend to have a safe word because if
right,
somebody can't handle it, they need to stop
right.
it at that point before
Yeah.
somebody
If
rips a
you
double
can't
side out
handle
of you.
seeing your woman getting into that scissor position, you can stop it right there.
I honestly don't think it's that. I think it has to be the toys.
Well,
but
if
see,
Who
they
I don't
has
had
think
cheap
it was
toys?
scissors and things attached to
because
them as they were trying to get into the scissor position,
because see,
maybe
I
that was.
don't think it was a toy because that was the first time, and I don't think she would have pulled that stuff out on the first.
Oh, I think they would have.
Oh, she
Oh yeah,
totally
they
would
were
have
going balls to
because
the
they were
wall. It
already
sounds like.
lovers.
Because
Mhm.
he didn't want it, and I don't know, she probably sensed that he didn't. She probably had some sense that he don't want to, and that he's
But
not
you know what
into it.
is so
So she
crazy?
kept on
Remember?
asking him, but then
Yeah,
eventually he gave in. So I don't think she would have just threw it in there. The
yeah.
toy.
I think the crazy part about it was y'all remember how hesitant He was, and he was saying she ain't even my type. Now we're having a discussion of are they doing something behind the scenes together now? Because
Mhm.
you'd allowed him to see her in a different light now, whereas he wasn't
Yeah.
even looking at her sexually.
Looking
He
at her
told you
like
he didn't
that.
like the way she.
Again, why you don't? That's why you do like oh girl and oh boy. You create a Tinder account, find you a chick online that you gonna handle for the night and get her out your way. That's what you do. You
Mhm.
don't do
But
family, friends,
can
and,
you
and people
imagine if
come to your
you're
house.
Can you imagine if you're the Tinder date and they invite you over there, and then once you walk out the house, you never hear from them again? It's like, dang, either one of them was feeling me. That's a
No,
new level of rejection.
hmm but yeah, because at first when I saw it, I was feeling sorry for him because he was in the house taking care of stuff, and then he finally get to see how it feels on the and he couldn't handle it. It's too much. But then
Mhm.
when he dropped those kids off at the job, I was like, man, that's not right. That's
No,
not right because she's
I didn't agree
working.
with that at all.
You know, she's
Mm-mm.
working. She's at the
Mhm.
job. It's not like she's at her friend's house and you got to go do whatever you got to do and she's partying. No, she's working.
Yeah.
And hopefully whatever it is that he's going to do, it is important and it is not that he's set up to go be with another woman or another person or even go hang out with some friends. Hopefully it is job related. Because other than that, just unacceptable. And even too, it was job related, still unacceptable because
yeah,
them your kids and you just drop them off. Here go the keys. I got to go. You do you. I'm do me, and I'm gone. It's like that's not cool. And then too, when it left, it kind of to me was funny part was that the camera looked like they was coming up out of the bushes, like they was trying to sneak up to see what he was doing without him knowing. So I was like, yeah, he had to see the camera people following him. So, but uh, that he lost me. He lost me when he dropped the kids off. Because I was like, and then too, because he was saying how he didn't feel like she'd appreciate anything that he was saying. As he put those kids in the car and they drive off, the son said, "Thank you, Dad," and then the daughter said, "Thank you, Dad." That right there should have been enough of a thank you since you're not getting it from the wife, you're getting it from the kids. That right there is the ones that you're doing it for. Because you got some kids that ain't even gonna say you thank you, boo boo hoo
Yeah,
already.
but you know
yeah.
what? I will give it to him. He was catching it from the kids in the scenes right before he dropped them off. Like that little boy when he was in that crib and he threw that cup of milk and was just
Uh,
screaming and falling. I was like, oh God, you got to get it together,
uh,
Marcelino. You got to get it together in that house. You
yeah.
can't have the kids just wilding out like this.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And yeah, so yeah, he should have compromised a little bit more. Asked her what you're doing, and she should have told him, "Well, hey, I'm almost finished. Give me an hour, another hour," and then maybe he could have went and rearranged. But the way he
Yeah.
was acting, I don't even think he would have compromised. So
No, because it seemed like he was set on going wherever it is that he wanted to go.
mhm.
He was set on that. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so before we close out, can we talk about this upcoming season of Life During Lockup? Why is Tide back?
I didn't
Tide
see any
is,
previews.
oh, you didn't get to see it? So they
Mhm.
showed us some previews of Life During Lockup, the newest season that's going to be coming in. Do they say August or September? One of the two. It's coming back and Ty is on there. I'm like, girl, you're supposed to graduate. There's other levels and steps of this show. You're still stuck in love during lockup.
Is Ty the one who did the boob flash?
Mm-hmm.
So she's found herself another prisoner?
Guess so, yeah.
Well,
Mm.
she did have B, the backup.
Yeah,
Yeah, she had
BB
quite a
and
few, right?
well,
Yeah.
plus BB and Hottie, they had long sentences, so they weren't getting out anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
She never gonna leave that show because remember she wants inmates only, so she's always gonna be loved during.
We need to see some progression. That's what I want to see. I want to see some
Or stop showing her because she's gonna be the same thing. Like if she don't have another dramatic scene like how she had with Heidi's girl, then she's gonna be boring. Like because
yeah.
she's drama. She's the one that you know for drama. So if you come back and all you doing is dating, it's gonna be like, okay, it's stupid. Next.
Plus, they gotta have to explain what happened to her. How did she flash the guards? So,
Maybe they brought some charges on her.
yeah, and so maybe she's the one. If some guy's dating her, maybe she went to
Oh
jail.
wait, they showed her go to jail?
No, I'm
No.
just saying.
It looked like she's free, but I get what Sean's saying. Maybe it's her locked up and somebody's dating her. Is that what you're saying, Sean?
Yeah.
Nah, y'all know good and well it's her dating somebody. That girl,
She found love when she went on the inside.
nah, because she wouldn't be able to trust him, because she know how she was. So I think she'd be single till she got out.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think this was a pretty good episode. I didn't like that they didn't show a lot of each couple. For the most.
What about Brittany and them? Are they not coming back? Brittany and Ray?
I thought they were coming back, but they just didn't show them on this episode, maybe. Because didn't I see Ray in one of the previews?
Yeah, he was talking to the daddy and the mama.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is that the only one missing?
No, there's somebody else missing too, isn't it? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, they showed like 9 couples in the beginning, so I don't think they went through all 9.
No, we only went through 6.
So it's like 3 more, yeah. Because I'm trying to, right now I'm trying to blank on who else is missing. I know Brittany and Ray is missing, and
Puppy and all them?
Yes, Puppy and her, Puppy and Amber, and then there's one more couple.
Who's the other couple? See, I can't find my book that I wrote the stuff in from last time, but Puppy and Amber and Brittany and Ray. I can't think who the other couple was.
I know Lacey and them are not coming back, but I can't think of.
Is old girl now coming back?
Oh.
The one that Dante was dating?
Oh,
her and her wife?
Yeah,
because I know they were on live stream talking about they were coming back.
I hadn't seen anything, and I don't remember seeing them in the clips.
Coming back. I'm wondering that might have been one of the couples, but no, that was linked to Dante, so I don't know. Did I have it written in this? I might actually have, because that's bothering me now, not knowing who it was. I'm like, who was it? Oh, now my thing crooked. Ain't that some stuff? Oh, and it's showing stuff that ain't supposed to be showing.
Well, all right. Does anybody else have anything else to add for this week's show or for the previews for this coming season or anything?
No, but I wonder if they're gonna just show this group this week, then show another group next week. Then we gotta wait a whole 2 weeks before we actually.
Oh, I know who it was. Christiana and John. That was the other couple.
Oh, they're gonna be on?
No, that's who the other one was.
Oh,
we couldn't think of Christiana and John. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going through a divorce now.
Yeah, he remarried somebody else. So. She wasn't no inmate. He can't come back.
Yeah, that's one thing John gonna do. He's gonna get a wife, and he believes in getting married. Gotta give him that. All right, then. So I guess we'll wrap up here. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave the room, as well as go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you'll see anytime we go live. And we're usually here on Saturday recapping Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, Love During Lockup, we cover them all. All right. So until next time, friends. Bye.